I would like to challenge IEBC to confirm if the technical specifications in the tender have not been specifically crafted and tailor-made around the profile of MIRU systems technology. The IEBC must tell Kenyans whether this procurement process is in line with provisions of Article 227 of the Constitution and Section 60 and 61 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act. Can IEBC produce documentary evidence showing who drafted the technical specifications for tender number IBC/OIT/01/26/27, including all internal committee meetings, technical working papers, market surveys, approval records, and explain why the specifications mirror the capabilities associated with a single supplier identified in the market rather than being expressed as performance-based and vendor-neutral requirements. Before publishing the tender, what market analysis did IEBC undertake to establish the multiple qualified manufacturers or system integrators could realistically satisfy every mandatory technical requirement, and how many suppliers were identified as capable of meeting the specifications without requiring exceptions or waivers? How come and why did the IEBC formulate mandatory experience and qualification requirements that absolutely correspond with the operational history of MIRU technologies, instead of adopting proportionate, objective, and outcome-based eligibility criteria as required under the Procurement Act? And what technical justification exists for each restrictive qualification? What a clever coincidence, Mr. Ethicon. How come and why does the tender document contain numerous provisions requiring IEBC to insert, specify, or determine technical standards later, which stimulously imposing rigid mandatory requirements elsewhere? And how can bidders prepare comparable and responsive tenders where essential specifications remain undefined or internally contradictory? Why did the IEBC require a tender security of 30 million shillings while failing to disclose sufficient information regarding the quantities, commercial scope, estimated procurement value, or the budgetary basis necessary to demonstrate compliance with Section 61 of PPADA, and how are bidders expected to assess commercial risk under those circumstances? Finally, given that the Constitution requires procurement to be fair, equitable, transparent, competitive, and cost-effective, what safeguards did IEBC implement during the drafting stage to ensure that no manufacturer's proprietary, architecture, certification profile, or product ecosystem, including that associated with the MIRU systems, was embedded into the mandatory specifications in a manner that excluded otherwise qualified competitors?